You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video.
Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drakewing Gaming. It's Sunday Mount Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you on the Let's Play episode of Arches. So y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Because, oh boy, things are not turning out very well. So let's go ahead, shall we? Alarm saying you are up, and let's go. Dev's heart leaps in his chest at the idea that there might actually be a quick way out of this situation. He looks in an eastward direction, ready to set off immediately. Hold on, it's a little ways out there, and it's a pretty specific spot. I can give you a quick ride, no more than 5 minutes. The old bear turns away and starts making his way toward the trailer. Artie glances at him, clearly uneasy about all this. Dev is hesitant himself, because of course he would be. Anyone would be, but after everything they've been through. Devon looks down at Cameron, the coyote still breathing steadily, now looking almost peaceful. Still, fear grips the bear's chest. The fact that Cameron still isn't waking up is slowly increasing his worry to the point of panic again, so he sets his jaw and follows the old bear. He half expects Artie not to follow, but he does, and the four of them disappear further into the trees. Oh boy, this shit's about to turn into Deliverance! Wonderful. Cameron's agony had seemed as if it might last forever, the feeling of suffocation going on, but after an immeasurable amount of time, the fingers over his mouth and nostrils had dissolved into the blackness. So did the voices, diminished into indistinguishable whispers. Now his breaths come slowly and steady, but he has to focus on them, to consciously inhale and exhale so that it won't stop. While the experience is terrifying, the laborious nature of it almost ensures that he won't hyperventilate. After a time, the terror fades into a dull, hollow desperation, accompanied by spurts of panic each time he remembers he's somewhere he doesn't understand, and that he can't seem to escape it. Then, gradually, even that dissolves, and like a dream within a dream, it fades away. Oh. Cameron's vision is blurry at first, and it stays that way as his eyes remain mostly closed, unfocused. Fear hitches in his chest again before he realizes that he'd been breathing normally without the need to focus on it. That's when he notices that what he can see is a bit odd. It kinda looks like... Oh yeah, I knew that shit was gonna happen. Like himself. Cameron stares, still feeling groggy and out of it, trying to make sense of what he's seeing. It's him, his reflection, but it's hard to understand why that's the case because it feels like he's lying down. At first, the coyote wonders if maybe this is the floor mirror in their bathroom that he'd passed out. Still, the angle is wrong, and that just leaves Cameron feeling more confused. The coyote closes his eyes again, trying to remember what happened last. He also begins to wonder why he's lying on something soft instead of the cold tile of the bathroom. Nothing makes sense. So he does the only thing he can think of to do at this moment. Dev? He hears something shift around next to him. What you doing here, you little stinker? Cameron tries to clear his throat. It's bone dry, so he swallows instead. Like, now, let me, give me one moment, y'all. Let me get this little boy out of here. Alrighty, guys and gals, and I am back. The little dummy's been taken care of. He's outside. He's outside the door now. Alright. Dev! Shit! Uh-oh. Something is pressed to his lips, and sensing that it's water, Cameron drinks, getting several swallows before it's pulled away. Cameron then looks around, getting a full view of his surroundings. The voice hadn't sounded like Dev's, but Cameron can't imagine who else it could be, and a large, furry brown shape moves into view. Oh! Cameron stares, at first wondering what could have possibly happened to Dev. Then he realizes what a stupid thought that is. This is a different bear altogether. He also realizes that something is definitely wrong, that either he's still dreaming or that he's in a situation he can't even begin to understand. He quickly sits up and the old bear raises up a paw. Hey, it's alright, kid, I'm here to help you. The voice is higher pitched than he would have expected from such a large creature, and the coyote feels like he's heard it before, but he can't place it, not right now at least. I'm Brian, what about you? Cameron. Cameron responds automatically, even though a smaller voice in the back of his head tells him this isn't right. None of this is right. Well, hi there, Cameron. You're probably wondering where the hell you are, huh? While the bear's demeanor is friendly enough, his appearance definitely isn't. Again, Cameron desperately tries to remember exactly what happened last, and where exactly he might be. He nods anyway, instinctively trying to keep up the facade that he's fine, and that he doesn't suspect that everything is wrong. Well, it's a funny story, but I heard some shouting outside. When I went out there, I found you and your friends. You're unconscious, of course. Dev, was he a bear? Cameron looks around hopefully, as if Dev might be there with him. It's only then that he realizes they're in a trailer, and fragments of what happened recently start to come back to him. It leaves him feeling all the more uneasy. Yeah, a bear like myself, and there was a cat, too. Artie! The memories of the past day and a half come back to the coyote slowly, and with it comes a feeling of anxiety and dread. Either he's in trouble or he was in trouble, and somehow this bear is here trying to help him. Well, I didn't get his name. He ran off just as I was getting there. Where's Dev? The bear, I mean. Is he here? Yeah, about that. The bear shifts around on the bed he's sitting on, making the spring squeak. What happened is after the cat ran off and you were unconscious, your bear friend, Devin, right? He decided to make her run for the highway to get you help. Cameron stays quiet as he tries to absorb that. The bear's sentences make sense, technically, but at the same time is confusing. Why would Devin leave him here alone with this bear? Now Cameron remembers that they were on a trip of some kind. A trip to Echo. The voice, the trailer. Cameron starts looking around again, trying to spot a shotgun, because now he's starting to realize who this might be. He comes up short, at a complete loss. What he wants to say is that he wants to see Dev, but if what the bear said is true, there's not much he can do. Does Devin know I'm here? Of course he does. Seemed real worried about you. Said he would have had the cat get help, but we're not even sure where he ran off to. Why'd he run? Well... Brian pauses, seeming to think back, and also seeming hesitant to say something. Cameron tenses up, a feeling of wrongness returning. A little curious as to why he didn't tie Cameron up. Brian, have you turned into a good boy finally? No, I don't fucking think so. You're a fucking monster. Well, it's kind of hard to explain, but something spooked him. Recalling the events of the past few days seems to gain momentum, and now he can vaguely remember what happened just before he ended up here. He was standing in the forest, ears down, hearing that awful static. What exactly happened after that is still a bit foggy. What was it? Well, this might sound a bit crazy, but I've lived here a good while, and sometimes there's this thing in the trees that comes after me. Thing? What an odd thing to say. But then he remembers something strange right before he lost consciousness. A dark shadow dropping on top of him before he disappeared into another world, locked in that terrible embrace. A shadow. Although he says it softly, the bear clearly hears him. Cameron swallows hard, still feeling like the situation is very off. Even when considering the circumstances, but Brian smiles in a way that's almost sympathetic. Did it happen to sound like static? White noise? Cameron looks at the bear carefully before he nods. Yep, seen it myself. Some of us can just see things that others can't. Cameron swallows loudly. You see things too? Yeah, always could. Don't know why. Through all the confusion and terror and all people, this bear seems to understand exactly what Cameron is going through. He feels a sudden sense of kinship with the bear. Then Cameron remembers his phone, quickly pulling it out and holding down the power button. The screen flickers on for just a moment before multiple vertical lines of black appear on the screen, which will widen steadily before the entire display goes black. Cameron is confused, then remembers the fall into the lake, and he even sees some moisture still under the screen. Shit. Brian grunts. Your phone busted? Shame. No service out here anyway. How long ago did he leave? About 2-3 hours ago. Yeah, so what was that shot? You been unconscious that long? Still, the anxiety is telling Cameron to move. To go. I think I should go after him. Thanks for your help, though. Cameron suddenly stands, but a wave of dizziness comes over him. Oh, fuck! The coyote catches himself against the wall, feeling weak and confused. Whoa there, kid. I don't think you're in the best condition to go out there. You might pass out again, and that bear seemed real intent on me keeping you safe. Cameron has to lean against the wall slightly, catching his breath. He didn't realize that he's still messed up. It would make sense since he's been out for so long. It's just odd that it seems to be getting worse. Whatever that creature did to him, it feels serious. As if reading his thoughts, the bear brings up the entity. Besides, I don't think you should go out there while that shadow creature's still hanging around. Been seeing it through the window a few times. Don't want to scare you, but I think it wants you. Cameron glances up at the window nearest to them. Instead of the shadow, he's surprised to see the raincoat monster just beyond the trees, partially hidden in strange crouching position. Stranger still are the odd, shivering, twitching motions the creature is making. Though its face is mostly hidden, Cameron can tell he's being looked at. Even after everything he's been through, the coyote finds himself lowering his gaze quickly. Once again, just like when he was 8 years old, he's afraid of this hallucination. Or rather, he's afraid of this imitation of the hallucination, considering that it's moving so violently. That's what this is. You see it? No, I mean, it's something else. Oh, what is it? Sometimes I see other really disturbing stuff in those woods. Well, Most places in this town, actually. It's something more personal. Cameron is caught between wanting to stay cautious of this man, but also wanting to confide in him. After the trauma of the past 2 days, combined with feeling almost abandoned by his boyfriend, the coyote is desperate for some kind of connection. What kind of things do you see? Brian looks hesitant. Hey, I don't want to freak you out more than you already are. I'm okay. I'm just wondering if maybe we see similar things. Cameron smiles at him, and that seems to throw the bear off for some reason. Huh. Well... Then he seems to snap out of it. To be honest, I see people getting killed usually. I'm not sure if it's real, like from the past, or if it ain't. Sometimes it just feels like something being made up. Cameron can understand that feeling. Yeah, Another wave of weakness and exhaustion. Sorry, I'm still really tired. Cameron slides down the wall to sit again, still feeling out of it. But at least he feels somewhat comfortable with this bear now. Makes sense, after what you went through. You want my bed? I'm good, just need to catch my breath. He's not quite that comfortable with him. This is gonna sound weird too, but I see a ton of that stuff in this town. Sometimes it feels made up, like I saw a UFO, like an alien spaceship above a body today. Brian stares at Cameron. I see. Just as he was beginning to feel comfortable, the coyote feels himself back on edge. Did he say something wrong? I don't know if it was a UFO, but it looked... You're fine, kid. It's just that I haven't known anyone else that's seen something that I've seen too. It was on that dirt road, right? Circular shape with a bunch of red lights on it? Cameron perks up. There's little question in his mind now. This bear is definitely like him. Yeah, and like... Shit, when did that space shuttle explode? Like the mid-80s, I think? This time, Brian lets out a little laugh of surprise and maybe a little disbelief as well. 86 to be exact. Damn, that's crazy. I met a few people like you, but you're on a whole new level, kid. Cameron stares back, briefly wondering if he's still dreaming all this. It's almost too jarring trying to understand how he ended up here with this bear. But if it is a dream, it's not the worst one. Can you help me find Devin? Maybe you could take me up the road to the highway and we can catch up to him. The bear leans back, scratching his head. I don't know about that, kid. He took off at a good pace, and I'll bet he's probably already reached the highway by now. Probably in process of alerting the authorities. Cameron twists the hem of his shirt with his paws, feeling a sickening, growing knot of worry in the pit of his stomach. He just wants to go, to run and find Devin and escape the town with him, but the threat of what's out there is very real, and Cameron does not want a repeat of what happened out there in the forest. Apparently Dev already escaped without him. It makes sense why he had to leave him behind. That doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. Only now are the memories of what happened during his blackout returning, and only now does he remember how it felt like being in hell. Can that shadow creature get in here? Nah, it seems to avoid the trailer. Don't know why. You okay? Cameron rubs his eyes with both paws. I don't know. His increasingly heavy breaths prompts Brian to crouch in front of him, patting his shoulder roughly. Hey, you're fine. I'll make you something, okay? How does some tea sound? That always calms me down. The pat jolts the coyote back to wakefulness, and he nods. If only to get the bear to focus on something other than him. Okay. Great. I'll get started on it, then. Just relax for now. Alright, y'all, I'm actually going to pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Before I go, I'm going to have a quick shout out to our lovely bronze tier patrons. Thank y'all for all you do for the Thank y'all for all you do for the channel. We greatly appreciate your support. Thank you to our silver tier patron, Cade Silverman. Thank you going above and beyond. It's greatly appreciated. And thanks to our 3 gold tier patrons, Zeke, Toby, and Blue Wolf Alpha. Y'all are awesome. We love you. Thank you for subbing to Ultimate Tier. Anyway, if y'all want to get your names in the credits, get access to all of our not safe for work contents as little as $5. And if y'all don't want to donate to our Patreon, you can always use Super Thanks on YouTube. Anyway, I love you all, and I shall see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!